Last year, I made a cover art for this TikTok guy named 3 Breezy. I shot a music video for him. Yeah. And he ended up blowing up. And then I got a call from Capitol Records in April saying, hey, can we buy this cover art? I was like, what?
What are we doing tonight?
I don't know about you, but I kind of just want to stay in and play Hogwarts.
Wait, what?
You heard me. I got business to handle.
Excuse me? What do you mean we're not going out tonight?
What is she doing?
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm talking to you.
No! Cut!
What are you doing? This is supposed to be romantic. Why is there so much drama?
Well, didn't you?
Silence! When I am speaking, everybody quiet. This is supposed to be romantic.
Oh, so you want us to be intimate?
No, not intimate. Really? If I wanted that, I take away the lights, I put down the shades, turn on a candle, of course, and then turn on some LED lights. And you, what are you doing?
Me?
Yes, you. She's your girlfriend. Show her some love. Be gentle. Be respectful.
I just want to play Harry Potter.
Harry Potter? Really? Who's Potter? No. Be with your girlfriend. Be gentle. Think about what you're going to do Saturday night. Be creative. Think of something. Oh, you kids. You kids are driving me insane. Now, let's take it from the top. I don't want to repeat myself again.
Why are you talking in French?
Yeah, why are you talking in a French accent? You don't speak French.
For the same reason you two are such bad actors. Exactly. No reason whatsoever. It's just is. And action!
Welcome to the Vybn Show. It's a show, not a podcast. Thank you for coming on this episode of Vybn, bro.
Yeah, of course. Excited to be here. You know what I'm saying? So, is this the first episode?
Second episode.
Second episode.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm honored.
you're good. You got that jitters out the way. I got those jitters out the way.
Yeah.
So first question. Where'd you get the nickname Remix from?
Remix? I kind of just came up with it when I was a senior in high school. My mom texted me probably 4 or 5 days before this deadline for this college board competition, where basically you made a creative video announcing where you're going to college. And so I was like, should I really do this? There's no way. And I used to make music at the time, so me and my boys in high school got in the room, got in the studio, just made a quick track, and then shot a music video literally 2 days before the deadline, edited it, and then I kind of wanted to change my Instagram a lot because I didn't have a lot on there at the time, so made a new name. Remix, I guess, kind of just forces me to think about, in this day and age, everything has already been done. All stories have already been told, so it's kind of like you got to put your own twist on it. So kind of just chase the remix. I'm chasing that next remix, you feel me? I'm chasing the next story and how I'm going to tell it. So that's kind of what I decided on, and ended up winning a little scholarship from that, which was super dope. And overall, it was just a cool experience to have, and that kind of changed my outlook on this is what I really want to do now. So
is the video that you're talking about the one that appears on your Instagram where you're more or less kind of deciding where you're going to college?
Yeah.
I saw that video last night and I was like, bro, this is actually very creative. This is so cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
But touching on your work, I saw Money Kicks.
Yeah.
So more or less the movie's dope, or the short film is dope.
Thank you.
What motivated you to do that story? To tell that story?
Kind of a little bit of everything. I had a friend, his name is Billy, and he pretty much was the source behind this. He started reselling shoes, and it was something I was looking to get into, but I never really got too far deep into it because it's a lot of research. It's like a job. You got to be on it and you got to know people.
Yeah.
But he had a really good, take on that. So I was like, I might as well try to do something with that because he was super successful with it. So I just sat down, texted him for a couple hours, tried to learn as much as I could about the sneaker game, and from there just wrote a little story about it and try to make something interesting.
I try to sell sneakers for a bit. I just wanted to be a part of that hype, but also see it as another way of income in a way.
Yeah.
So I did that a year ago.
Okay.
So more or less by this time in the fall semester.
Gotcha.
And it was always me and my boy, we were going to the gym, and we were signed up into the sneaker app. So always looking at the new releases, always coming up like, oh, it's 10 o'clock, let's stop our set, let's do this and that. Never got the shoes.
Yeah, it's so hard because there's bots now on sneaker app, like.
And even you heard the story about I think it was the president of Nike or something, where it was like it was a she. So his son or her son was getting all the shoes because of her.
I did hear about this. Yeah, that's
all the shoes.
wild.
Yeah.
That's actually wild. I have some friends that do get really lucky. Like my friend just got the new cool gray 11s that came out. I was so jealous because 11s, they're my favorite Jordans, and to get them for retail is ridiculous. Like $225. Like, take my money, please.
Dude, I'm trying to get my hands on some dunk olives.
Yeah.
Dunk lows.
Ooh, those are fire.
Bro, and that's cost like what? For my size, which are 11s, are like $350, $400.
Facts.
And who you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?
Bro, I'm 11 too. Like, that's the worst size to be at because I feel like it's just mad popular, so they be taxing. If you're like a big size, sometimes you could get cheaper because there's not that many people trying to buy those, or like kid sizes obviously go cheaper. But
and going back to your story, is there like a deeper message you want to tell on Money Kicks?
I guess the overall message is you got to stay level-headed. You got to, no matter how far you get and no matter how successful you get, you got to, you know what I'm saying, just stay on your toes and just be aware that not everyone wants you to make it. So just, I guess, just to stay level-headed.
Yeah, I feel like I was a soccer player too, so it's like more or less when I was playing or growing up, there's just a lot of competition. Even like within your own teammates, like people want to take your spot and stuff like that, and everybody more or less got the same dream. Yeah. So you feel that competition in the sports world, you see that competition in real life. So I think it's a dope story to tell, a dope point of view. So what got you motivated into doing cinematography and working with video and whatnot?
I guess probably I've been trying to do it since I was a kid. I remember seeing the first Iron Man movie in my basement, and I just thought to myself, like, how is Iron Man able to fly on screen, but that's not a real thing in real life? Like, how can you show that without them actually doing it? So then I built a green screen with like PVC pipes and a green tablecloth as a kid and just shot some stuff and tried to make it look like it wasn't shot in my basement. Obviously, the first couple times it didn't look very good, but I just really had a passion for like just shooting and just really editing. And then eventually when I was 13 or 14, I built a computer to game initially. Like, I was a big gamer. I loved to play GTA, Overwatch. I loved to mod games. I loved to play Minecraft. But then I was like, hold on, this is kind of fire because I can edit stuff now. Like, I have that platform now. I literally think I saved up all my birthday money for like 3 straight years to do this. And when I finally got it, I made a little gaming YouTube channel. Didn't really go anywhere, but it was still a lot of fun. And then pretty much used that all throughout high school to make a variety of different projects. Okay. Yeah. So like one thing I noticed also through your Instagram as well is that you played football. Yeah. So it's like, tell me a little bit about that. Yeah, I love football. My dad played football in college, so I kind of always wanted to play football for real, but he didn't actually let me until I got to high school because he said it was too dangerous. My mom really didn't want me to play football, but I love my teammates, my coaches, and because I was new to the game as a freshman, but it pretty much, it changed me a lot because it showed me how to work hard. Okay. And I appreciate that about football. Like, you got to show up, you got to be consistent, you got to be in the gym every day, 6 a.m., morning lift, and you just want to win, like, really bad. So I feel like that drive can translate to anything. It can translate into, you know what I'm saying, like a profession. It can translate into just daily life, daily habits, stuff like that. So I definitely love football, miss the game. And my dad actually went to Michigan, so Michigan's doing he's doing really well right now. So I might go to the bowl game later in the year. Hopefully Michigan pulls through, but Alabama is just looking. So he played at Michigan? He didn't play at Michigan, but he went there for an MBA. He played at the University of Rochester. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I feel like in a way sports more or less
like gives you that mindset, like you have to work hard even if you don't want to, because it's not like an individual sport.
Yeah.
It's a team sport.
Facts.
So whatever, you have to put in the work because it's going to reflect on the team itself.
Exactly.
So yeah, what made you, were you like very passionate about football? Did you see a future in football?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I like the game a lot. I didn't see too many minutes on the field until I was a junior or senior, and I ended up getting 2 concussions. One my junior year, one my senior year. My parents, especially my mom, like, she started to get worried. So definitely had to take that into consideration. But I didn't really see a future in football for real. I didn't expect to play D1 anywhere. But I feel like I might have, if I went to like a smaller D3 school in the Northeast, I definitely would have tried to make the team, definitely would have tried to work and play again. But
and does your decision to follow the cinematography path have to do more with it being your passion more than anything else?
Definitely. Like, when I found out, basically, that making that video just like, it was like, oh shoot, I could actually do this. Like the College Board video, like, I felt like I had, like, that's the spark I needed to see to take this seriously. Because at first it was just like something I really like to do, but seeing like success, just a tiny bit of it, is just like all I needed to like be fine. Because a lot of the time there's a stigma about, like, you know what I'm saying, being in the arts, being a creative, you're not gonna make any money, you're not gonna do anything with it, you're gonna struggle. But you just gotta really block all that out and focus and grind. Like, it's gonna be competitive, but if this is what I really want to do, I guess I'm just gonna have to make it work and really grind to be at the top of the competition. Is
there somebody that ever told you about these struggles? Because, like, I understand, like, more or less in the world that we live in today, it's all about, okay, you want to be a doctor, or you want to try to get a real job.
Exactly.
Be a doctor, be a lawyer, or even now working in software engineer, being a computer science, like real jobs that give you like real, like, solid pay.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that ever told you, okay, cinematography is just not the way?
I feel like, yeah, definitely. I have like a bunch of friends that when I was telling them like I wanted to go to film school, they're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why would you go to film school? Like, you could literally do that on your own. It's not gonna be worth it. Or just even just around, like, I would binge watch YouTube videos because I was like deciding where to go, and I was deciding between like film schools, different universities, but I ended up choosing Miami because of that. Like, I literally flaked on myself because I didn't think going to film school would be worth it. So I came here and I saw we had a good film program, but there's also other stuff to do in case that wasn't my first choice. But at the end of the day, I don't regret my decision because our film program is great. But I definitely did let that impact my decision in college, I feel like, just because you say you're going to a film school and people just sometimes don't really respect that, take it seriously. And that did get to me, but at this point, I'm all in. Like, this is what I want to do, so it's up to me now.
Were there other film schools? Like, what other film schools were you looking at?
I was looking at Ithaca. I was looking at Emerson. I was looking at Chapman. Was looking at NYU, USC. Didn't get into those. And then a couple more, but overall, just really just wanted to get my hands on and do stuff in the industry. So,
is there like a particular moment here at the university where you told yourself, okay, this is what I want to do for sure?
It was probably somewhere in between like last semester and this semester. I think it was over the summer, because over the summer I saved up to get a camera, and I was asking my boy, like, what do I do? Like, what camera should I get? And he's like, oh, get this Blackmagic camera. And the way I had to grind for that camera and now the way I use it, I feel like I've put so much into it already, and I've done so many projects this semester. Literally worked on a short film every single weekend of October and half of September. I feel like I just loved every minute. and then making that realization, like, if I could do this for a job, I'd be the happiest person ever. So that's what I have to work for.
Yeah, so I was looking through your resume, looking through your webpage. You got a lot of dope work, dope cover art and all whatnot. Like, literally talented, bro.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
But more or less, you're all over the place in a sense. You're not really focused maybe if it's in cinema or if it's making music videos or whatnot. Like, is there a reason towards that as to why you're very, like, expanding yourself in various fields?
I like, you know what I'm saying, I like directing, I like cinematography a lot, obviously, but I feel like I've also just been doing other stuff on the side. Like, I used to freelance and make album covers. I used to freelance and make sports edits in high school. People would get recruited. They'd be like, yo, Chase, can you make me something? I was like, you already know. Like, that, I just love to do that on the side. So been doing that for kind of a while, and I kind of want to get more into graphic design because it goes hand in hand with film. Like, a lot of the times you want to spice up an average looking video that maybe is commercial or promotional. You throw a little bit of motion graphics and it really changes the vibe, the feel to it. So that definitely takes some from graphic design a little bit. But I just love to create in general. As long as I can, like, create and I can have an idea in my head and translate that onto, like, a piece of art, like, that's just fun for me. I'll just do that whenever. So it really doesn't matter. And actually last year, I made a cover art for this TikTok guy named 3 Breezy. I shot a music video for him. Yeah. And he ended up blowing up. And then I got a call from
Who's this? Hello?
Capitol Records in April saying, hey, can we buy this cover art? I was like, what? Are you serious? Like,
oh shit! Oh shit!
that was honestly the point where I was like, yeah, this, like, I'm gonna do graphic design too, just on the side if I can, because this could definitely go somewhere too. Mm-hmm. So really just try to be able to create and be as versatile as I can in every field. And I feel like that, you know, in case I do get second thoughts about film, which I probably won't, but if I do, I can also have that.
How did you come in contact with 3 Breezy?
So my friend back home who goes to USC named Toby, he also blew up on TikTok. He's super cool, but he's a hustler. Like, straight up, he like listens to Gary Vee podcasts. I don't know if you've listened to Gary Vee.
Of course, like little snippets, but
yeah, he's a hustler. Basically, like, his motto is like, if you want to get whatever job you want, go on social media, DM every company that's related to what you want to do, and say, hey, I'll work for free for like 3-4 hours a week. And so what Toby did, he is also into film, and he was like DMing every single artist in the New Jersey, Philly area. And he was like, yo, I have this special package. I can make you a dope music video. I can promise you these edits and these results if you just rock with me and shoot this. So he DM'd like 50 people. I probably worked on like 2, 3, 4, 5 of the music videos, but one of them just happened to be 3 Breezy, and that song goes crazy. Like, the song that we shot, I still listen to this day. I think it's called dang, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's with this other artist called Wavy N and this other artist called Prez, but I'm forgetting the name of it. But it goes so crazy. Like, I still bump it to this day. It sounds like it could be on like the 2K soundtrack or something like that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And I saw, so you did the cover art for him, right?
Yeah.
So is it like where you sit down with him and he tells you what he wants, or he gives you more like a free space to create?
Yeah, he was pretty open about it. I like just like pretty much just talked to him over the phone, and he was like, yeah, can I just get a hand drawing Murder She Wrote in blood on a notepad? So I did that, added some stuff in the background, and yeah, it just turned out to be a really fun project.
What is it about creating, whether it's film or even doing your graphic designs, your album covers or whatnot, that gets you going, that makes you feel like yourself?
It's just addicting. Like, once you start watching tutorials and you learn how to use the softwares to the point where you can translate what you have in your head onto like a piece of paper, that is like mind changing, because I feel like it's also a part of me. I listen to a lot of music, so what I'll do is I'll literally create a playlist for each semester and then create a cover art for it with like some of the artists and just have like that feel on Spotify of like my favorite music, my favorite artists, and just get that vibe. And it's just like cool to look at because it's an idea but also an image, and it's just cool to see the correlation. So I really just love being able to express myself and like what I like in different mediums.
Yeah, funny that you just mentioned that, like how you get your own playlist. And
Yeah.
you do an album come out of that. Out of that, like for me, that's real cool because like J. Cole, for example,
Yeah.
he mentions that he wakes up every day and he just writes
Yeah.
verses just like as a practice.
Yeah.
But it's not practice, it's just something that you're really having fun doing. So beyond that, what's your why? What gets you going? Why do you choose to be yourself? Like what gets you going?
Probably my parents, to be honest with you. Like my parents both got an MBA from really good schools, and they do like business and finance. So not at all what I wanted to do. Well, not at all what I'm interested in doing. And they like support everything I do, and they know the stigma about going to film school. Yeah, you might not be this, but like they trust me to work hard. They trust me to do what I have to do. And for me, like the fact that they trust me, that means like I gotta go crazy. Like I gotta, you know what I'm saying, return the favor and really make this something I can do. And it's something that I love to do, so I don't have any issues working hard to do it because I'll just do it anyways regardless.
Do you think for anybody who pursues a career path like yours or goes away from the regular stigma that we mentioned at first, do you think it's important to have that support, whether from your loved ones or from people who are important to you, whether they're your friends or your family?
Definitely, because like film and anything in the arts is like extremely competitive, and especially in the arts, you're not good until someone says you're good. Especially if you're an artist, for real, like you draw, you paint, you're not gonna make any money until someone with influence and power says, look, this painting right here is worth $2 million, or this painting right here is very elite. Like that's just how the world works. So if you have that idea that constantly like, oh my gosh, like I'm not established yet, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I can ever do this, there's gonna be doubts regardless. So if you don't have that base, it's gonna be hard to really get in the mix in the competition and do well in the competition, because there are millions of people trying to do this. And so to be one of the few that actually like makes it and does well for themselves is gonna be hard. So you're definitely gonna need as much support as you can get.
I feel that like mental toughness has a lot to do with anything that you do in life. You really have to be really focused and set on this idea. Like I remember one time I played soccer in Spain.
Damn.
So I was playing with this 5th division club called La Liana. So it's like a little city outside of Valencia.
Yeah.
So I came into this team. I'm a center back. Coach moved me around between center back and defensive mid, but he ultimately put me at left back. But left back, I'm sitting behind this other player. So it's this constant struggle, like, okay, I have to try to be better than him or try to get on the field with him. So it's this constant, like, okay, I got to bring it every day.
Exactly.
And it's like, you could easily say, I'm not made for this. Or you could easily say, no, I'm going to give up now. But it's like, what is your dream? What is your purpose? And if that's really what you want to do, you're going to find a way to get over that hump.
Exactly.
So, like, what I want to ask you is, like, you're all over the place. You do album covers, you do movies. But is it specifically movies that is your goal?
I guess my overall goal is to tell stories that change the way people think, that challenge the way people think, and about things that I've experienced too. So whether that be through, an album cover, whether that be through a movie, whether that be through a TV show, that's my goal, is to be able to tell those stories at a high level and challenge and express, the way I think and feel.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that question because I think everybody has their own like personal touch, and especially when it comes to cinematography, you have like Tyler Perry. He talks about like the problems within the African American community.
Yeah.
Or you have Jordan Peele, where he uses the horror genre to tackle like special like social topics and whatnot. Like, can you take a deeper dive into like the experiences that you want to tell?
Yeah. I feel like I definitely want to tell or touch upon a lot of different things. I don't know if you've seen the movie Parasite, but that's like a really good example of like the stories I would like to tell. Obviously that sets the bar high, but it's basically about a family in Korea, and they're extremely poor, and they basically just hustle and work to try to become like housing assistants at this really rich family. And it shows like the dynamic between both families, and it really plays on society, not just in Korea, but like in a lot of different places where you have two completely different types of living. And it's a phenomenal story, but it comments on like stuff that's going on in real life. So I haven't really picked out for like 100% certain what I want to comment on in real life, but I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to draw a parallel with a completely like unrelated story to something that like I feel like is a problem or issue in real life. And whether that be kind of my experience in boarding school, because there's a lot to unpack there, but maybe something with that, maybe something meta, maybe something in the film community, a film about a film. So we'll see. Definitely want to explore that though, for sure.
So you said you went to boarding school, right?
Yeah.
How did that impact or more or less focus your life on or cinematography?
Yeah, honestly, it didn't at all. It was the complete opposite. Like, I was very focused on studies and other stuff. I basically went there for all of high school, and we had class on Saturdays. We had like an organized study hall from 8 to 10 p.m. And like I valued my time there, but it just wasn't for me. Like I did well, I did what I had to do, and I appreciate that level of education that I got from there. But there was a lot going on there that probably wasn't the best for like to be in as a growing teenager there. So I don't want to speak badly about the school. Like I respect the school a lot.
Yeah.
My sister still goes there, but it kind of just, in a sense, pushed me away from other things I was interested in at the academic level, especially like math, sciences. Like that dispelled all my interest in that, like 1,000%. So at the end of the day, film was all I had, film was all I knew, and I just kind of rocked with it.
Yeah, you mentioned, how like, the school system in a way, because I think everybody more or less experiences it, that like it's not necessarily what education really is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So you defer away from that path of that love to want to study something or gain interest on a certain topic.
Yeah.
You have a minor in entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Gary Vee. Gary Vee has a very strong opinion on
He does.
going to school while being an entrepreneur.
School's failing entrepreneurs every single day. Because it's not built for entrepreneurship. It's built for workers. If you're being taught to play within the lines.
Why did you choose more or less to be or get a minor in entrepreneurship, and how does that help you in the future doing cinematography?
Yeah, I guess I would say connections and kind of money are like the two biggest thing in the film industry. The third biggest thing I feel like for creative is being able to market yourself. So I want to be able to do that at a high level, whether that means starting my own production company, because that is definitely in the works, definitely something I would love to do, or just even as like a freelancer. Even if I were just a freelance director, freelance cinematographer, I have to be able to market myself as a respected, like high performing individual. And to do that, I feel like I need to study entrepreneurship and get that background in business, like what goes on outside the creative aspect of things. So just to make sure that I am putting out the best me, because there's a lot of times where you have really talented people, but like the way they choose to show their work, or the way they don't choose to show their work, and don't capitalize on social media, don't capitalize on these things, it ends up hurting in the back end. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. There's one thing I do want to ask you. Like, I know, like, for example, actors and movie directors, there's a specific role or a specific movie that they have, like, is like their dream of playing or shooting. Is there a certain thing that you would like to shoot in the future that's, like, you would say is a culmination of your work?
That's a good question. And it's really ambitious, and I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I'm a big fan of anime. So I want to be the person that can translate anime into live action successfully. It's never been done successfully ever before. You have absolute failures. You have Dragon Ball Evolution, which is considered one of the worst movies that has ever been created. You have M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar iteration, whatever you want to call it. Technically, Avatar is not anime, but it's cartoon to the screen, and it didn't really work. You have Cowboy Bebop, which is probably the most successful of those three, that just got converted to a TV series, but it ended up getting canceled. So if I could, I would try to make Hunter x Hunter into a live action TV series, continue the story, and I'll be the happiest person in the world if that worked. There's a lot of things that go into that, though. So we'll see, but that would probably be like the holy grail for me. Like, if I could do that, then I for real made it. So
I feel you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that talk about, like, anime and its importance.
Yeah.
So to end the episode, to end the podcast, when you hear the word Vybn, what definition, or, like, looking at your life, what definition would you give Vybn?
Vibing?
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know. I use that word a lot, vibing. I guess, like, chilling, like, taking in my surroundings, and just being me, I guess, or just being you. I feel like if you're vibing, you're kind of just going with the flow, and you're in a good state. It's not ever used negatively. Like, just vibing, like, you're good, you're chilling, you're on top of it. So definitely a state I like to be in a lot. I would say I'm pretty laid back for the most part, so I guess I just be vibing.
I feel you. That's a really good definition,
Yeah,
bro. And
thank you
for being on my show.
Yeah, thank you. This is so dope. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You had a very great story to tell, and I learned a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, me
bro.
too. All right,
Good luck, man.
Yes, sir.
Bet. So